A very good morning to you. Welcome to KTN Life and Style. It's Wednesday. It's close to the weekend. I'm feeling excited. I hope you are. Being on a Wednesday, this means it's Relationships Wednesday. And you have Pastor Chris who is taking care of that. Just to give you a little hint, we have a question of the week, something that I do not believe in at all. Would you share your payslip with your partner? I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. But anyway, we've got Pastor Chris who's going to take us through that. Over to you, Pastor Chris.
Would you share your payslip with your partner? Money is a very sensitive thing when it comes to relationships. There's a lot of things that money brings up in a relationship. A lot of people, a lot of divorce cases, breakups that come because of the money issues. It's one of those top, aside from communication. And today, on the Monday segment of Life and Style, this being a Relationship Wednesday, we're going to be talking with a few couples. Two, actually. The first one being on set right now is Donald and Rosie Ohon. Good to have you here.
Hi.
This Wednesday morning.
Thank you.
Thank
You know, I told them they're trying to make me look darker than I really am. I'm not as dark as that. And I've known Donald for a while, but I'd like to talk to them today, and we would like to have you in this conversation too, right from home. Would you share your payslip? The details of your payslip with your partner, and do you?
Yeah. Okay, what do you have to say?
The question is
The
yours.
question is mine. Well, as a couple, we believe
Right.
that is exactly what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to share. Like us, what we do practically at home, whatever she makes, whatever I make, we bring it on the table, and we budget from there.
All right.
Yeah.
Does it matter who makes more?
To us, that is irrelevant, because we have a mutual understanding whereby I understand I'm the head,
All right.
but the head does not make you to be the headmaster. You know, sometimes that is where we fail. You become a head and you go ahead to become a headmaster. So you miss the point. But as much as I am the head, but I realize there's a reason why God gave me her.
Right.
So I have to bring whatever I'm bringing. She has to bring whatever she's bringing, because this is a family setup. And then we have to agree on how we are going to spend.
Rosie, are you comfortable with that setting? Or did Donald just come up with it one time, used the Bible on you and say,
No.
somewhere?
I also believe in that. I believe in being one,
Okay.
and in everything, and also in finances.
Wow.
Yes.
You believe in being one. So you just bring your money home and then...
Well,
So who makes the decisions? The two of you or he does?
we have to agree.
You have to agree.
We really have to agree on something. Just put the priorities in order and just agree on how we'll.
What happens when you don't?
By the way, what she's saying is very true, because it helps a lot. It helps a lot. In case we make a mistake in respect to finances, there's no blame game. Because it's something we agreed mutually that in order of priority, let's do A, B, C, D. And this one we'll handle later. So when something goes wrong, then there's no blame game. There's
But
harmony.
Donald, you know, you're making it sound so easy about agreeing on priorities. Because one person's priority may be they want, let's get a family car. And another person's priority may be, let's save for the children's education. What happens when you're working around your priorities? Because if we go for the car, and somebody else had thought we needed to save for the education, even though both of you made the decision, I still think there could be blame game.
Well, let me go
Rosie,
first. Yeah?
Okay.
I think maturity has to go hand in hand with all these decisions. Because if you're a mature couple and then you've got a family to take care of you, I mean, you have to know what priorities are there.
Right.
You have to know what the do's and the don'ts at that particular moment, and the seasons also. So
And maybe to add to what Rosie she's saying, there's that aspect she mentioned earlier, we believe in being one in everything. You see, when you are one in everything, even on the aspect of finances, is really not a big issue. It's just like going down the hill.
As much as you agree like you're one, are your spending habits the same? How do you deal with the issue of different spending habits?
Spending.
Okay. Maybe, let me put it this way. You see, in life, you will realize, even as a couple, there's one person who is more skillful when it comes to managing finances. And from my own perspective, in our family, she's a good manager of finances.
Yeah,
So
I take the crown.
so I allow her, yeah, and I really listen to her. Because anytime I tend to like try to do, like she's mentioned, sometimes you know, we are human beings, and sometimes you can lose it and forget you decide to go out of your way and make a decision by yourself. And when you do that, something will go wrong. And then you realize, wow, I didn't follow the rule of being one in finances. So I've come to realize, like in our family, she's a good manager. And in most cases, I'll be more careful. But ironically enough, even when she makes a lot of money out there, she still comes with the money and tell me, hey, Ebu niambie, what do you think? I think you decide what you want to be done. I mean,
Yeah, because I'm trying to see situations, and I do know some where the couples have tried to work it around
Yeah.
and be open, and somebody brought money, the other person did not spend it well. Should they be tied to that, if I may call it, that prison of oneness, where you feel that your partner is not going the same way that you want to go, or the agreements that you make? So if you're either doing a deal, a business or something, and the other person just keeps on spending it, you know.
Again, that's why I mentioned it has to be done with people who understand, who are mature. Now, yes, you might find one partner who is not careful, you know, and who is not conscious in the spending, and sometimes they can fail. Well, that's where you use wisdom, you know, and you have to like be strict about it. You know, like you can sit down and agree on, you know, we have to invest.
Right.
And this one doesn't go anywhere.
So,
You know, and that's why you can also even have different accounts, but
okay, because I was going to go into that.
that way.
I was going to go into that. Like this sharing thing, do you have to share an account?
If you feel like,
Yes.
if you don't, it's okay. But I mean, I can read his statement, he can read mine.
Because like what she's saying, there's the point that you really brought it out very clear. If if you have an aspect whereby one partner is not keen when it comes to spending, then it is advisable you maintain separate accounts. But when it comes to the openness in terms of finances, you know, yes, my wife has this account. This is what she's gotten as an income. I have this, and this is what I've gotten as an income, and you budget together. This is for the on the basis of helping your spouse not to misuse the funds.
Like,
okay?
for example, I could send him with my money to deposit in my account comfortably because I've got nothing to hide.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to ask this. I'm going to ask this, then we're going to take a very short break. How do you feel about, you know, the sense of entitlement? You made the money. You want to spend a little bit on you. How much of your money do you bring to the table?
Now, percentage.
Yes. Do you bring everything, or you agree you will bring 50% from your earnings, 50%?
Well, okay, like we are fair on that one. We are always fair on that one because if I've done the job, I deserve to eat. You know, like I deserve something. So it's after I've done after I've removed the percentage that goes maybe in the family issues and what, then I have some left for me now to do my own thing because it's not a prison. It's not like, you're a prisoner. Yeah.
Which I agree. I agree with what she's saying. Of course, by the time we get finances, you'll realize there are some immediate needs that needs to be handled. And we come in and say, okay, why don't we handle this issue? As long as we've given our 10% to God and we handle the immediate issue, like for me, in most cases, whatever remains for her, I have no, whatever she wants to do with it, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a debate and this is a talk that we're going to have. After this very short break, where we're going to show you some clips, then I'm going to be joined by another couple who do not agree totally with what Donald and Rosie do. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Sophie. I would not share my payslip with my husband or my spouse.
My name is Peter Menja. For me, I've like, why not? I share the payslip with my wife or my spouse. You know what? If I love her, I love her with everything that I have. So she's okay to see my payslip. Yeah. Furthermore, why am I hustling? I'm hustling for both of us. So it's okay. Yeah. And when you have hidden agendas, you don't make it. But when you come clean and put everything on the table, you succeed. So yeah, why not? Become clean and clean cut. That's how it goes, you know?
My name is Grace, and I will never in a million years share my pay slip with my spouse, boyfriend, or a husband. I mean, no. How would I? Mine is mine, his is his, but his is ours too. So we just leave it at that. And at the end of the day, a man is the head of the family. He's supposed to provide for me, not the other way around.
This is the mandate section of Life and Style on Relationship Wednesdays on KTN. And before we went on to watch that clip, I had promised that we were going to have another couple on set because we've been talking about the role of finances in relationships. How open should people be? Who should make decisions about the money? Should people share their money? And we've got a question for you. Would you share your payslip with your partner? Would you share your payslip with your partner? And you've got to relate with us, talk to us, converse with us on Twitter at KTN Life _style. That's Twitter. And then on Facebook, KTN Life and Style. I'm joined by Ben and Jackie right over here. And Ben does not believe that they should go 50-50. Ben doesn't believe that. Ben, why don't you believe that we should go 50-50 or we should share?
I think one of the biggest enemies now to marriage now is the cost sharing aspect. I'm not saying it's bad. Cost sharing is good. But then I think it puts the woman or the wife in a very tricky scenario, or kind of it makes the men now become lazier.
What's the tricky scenario for the lady?
The tricky scenario is she has her stuff to do. She has her children to take care of. She's got her household stuff to take care of. And I don't think women were wired to actually provide. I don't believe in that. I believe that men were actually wired to provide. And so my scenario has always been, and I've maintained this, that the man should always provide for the family.
Is it something that you came up with, or did Jackie come up with it?
We've been married for over 20 years, and he's always provided for me. Half of the time I've done business, and business is usually unpredictable. So if you put your finances to me, then we'll be stuck somewhere, because I don't know when I'll have the next business to do, so that I get enough money for provision of a certain continuous and...
What if you were making money? In the case where you were making money, you know, and sometimes you're making more than him, would he still have to be the sole provider?
Right now I'm in employment. I've worked for the last 7 years, but at the beginning, because I was in business, he didn't give me the chance. But since he's always provided, I enjoy it because it gives me time, and it gives me the freedom to decide on what to do with my money. And I know how to fit it in with the family finances.
So you don't believe in, Ben, you don't believe in what Donald is telling me that people should bring money to the table and then discuss.
The other component of leadership is influence. I cannot influence the family if I'm not the one providing. I think I should do the capital provision. And I would repeat myself and say that her bringing her money and me bringing my money and putting it on the table, I think I put her in a very tricky scenario. And over the years, I've done counseling sessions, and we are in a couples care group where it's called an MCCG. And we've been in this group for over 19 years now. And I think one of the defining things around us as men is we have stuck to one thing, that men should provide. And I think I stick to that because that's how it should go.
Yeah, I think,
Right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's something here we need to agree. You see, I'm not against the man being a leader here. The man has to take his leadership position.
Right.
He has to execute his roles, okay? But we have one angle here of being one, okay? And the aspect of finances, you becoming one, does not portray you as a man being a weakling. We need to get it right. You don't lose your vision because you're supposed to provide. You see, the way God designed a woman is a woman is supposed to help you in everything. She's supposed to be a helpmate. Meaning, whatever you undertake to do, she backs you. So you are supposed to be the leader. When you're providing, she's supposed to be the leader. You are supposed to be the leader as a man. So don't lose the focus of being a leader. But
what Ben is saying,
she's making your work easier.
okay, so you are of the opinion it's okay for your wife to help you pay the bills.
Very much okay.
And Ben is of the opinion that the wife is not supposed to help.
You see, the Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Exactly.
And obtains favor from God. Okay? The vision carrier for the home must be very defined here is the husband. The husband is the vision carrier. Now, she comes on board as a helpmate, as a friend who is coming to manage my vision because the vision is very big. We are not saying the man is not the vision carrier. We are saying that it puts the woman in a very tricky scenario because a woman is not wired.
Let me find out that because Rosie does, she believes in sharing. Does that put you in a tricky place?
Like, let me say for 15 years, he's been the main
provider.
Yes,
Okay.
He's been the hunter. I mean, in the house, and he does most of the things, school fees, house rent, name it, yeah? He even takes care of me. But I really don't mind that, and I don't find it a problem with me assisting where I can.
Right.
Because in life there are seasons, yeah?
Yeah.
There are seasons. There are sometimes he has a good job, he's getting a good salary, we are relaxed, everything is okay, well taken care of, then that time I can relax, you know? But there's sometimes when he's down, you know, and he's not getting income the way he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Then what do I do at that point? And I'm getting money. What do I do? Do I still, you know, lean back and say, the provider, go ahead,
I'm going to
do
pose
your
that.
work.
I'm going to pose that to Jackie right
Yeah.
now. If you're making more money, let me say, hypothetically, you're being paid about 150,000 a month, and then Ben is earning 30,000. He wants to be the provider. So that means that out of his 30,000, there's a certain kind of house that he can afford, and you've got your 150. Are you going to follow him into the place that he can manage with that 30,000, or are you going to influence him with your money and say, look, we can afford a better life?
Truly speaking, I would follow him. I would follow him where he says he can provide,
Right.
because I know whatever reason that he has for taking us to that place, he will always see us through. And it's not that we don't share finances. We share our finances. He knows how much I earn even currently, but he does not give me bills to pay and tells me that your work today is to pay rent, your work is to pay water or what. As a wife, I look at our budget because he always shares with me his budget, and I decide on where to fit in.
All right. And I wanted to ask you this, that who makes the financial decisions?
Ben makes the financial decisions. Most of the time he comes up with the idea, we discuss, and then we agree, can we afford it or not?
How big is finances in relationships?
Finances is a serious thing because I've got scenarios whereby the ladies who are dating currently, the young girls who are dating currently, they're having big problems because even at the place of buying coffee or when they go for their outings, when the bill comes, the men don't pay the bills. The bills go to the ladies. And I've got scenarios like that. Let me finish. It's the aspect of 50-50 which comes in the counseling sessions. I think there's a twist here.
Right.
And I think the man needs to internalize that he is supposed to be the provider. And I don't want to take her out because to go and share bills with her. I would want to take her out knowing very well that I'm going to take care of the bills. And when the bills comes, we are not sharing, etc., etc., I'm paying the bills. But I've seen cases whereby a husband has to make a decision based on consulting the wife. Like, let me consult my wife about this. I find that absolutely crazy because, I mean, listen, I am the leader of the house. I should make the decisions. I should come and consult her later. But there are decisions that now men are not able to make because of the collective responsibility of the 50-50 sharing gain part of it.
Is it bad to consult on decisions? And
it's okay. It's
In
okay
fact,
to
that's
consult.
why I say it is important for you to know that you are the head. As a man, get it very right and internalize it. You are the head, but you are not the headmaster. When you get to the level of being a headmaster, then you are missing the point. You see, this is why did you marry your wife? This is somebody you love. There's a reason why God looked down and said, it is not good for a man to be alone. Because God knew there are some levels that a man cannot go unless he gets the wife.
But I need to find out, Rosie, would you pay the bill, coffee bill? Would you pay the coffee bill? Would you take him out and pay?
Let me tell you
She'll have to
something.
discuss with him.
How now? No, what happens is this man is a man in every kind of way, yeah? And he's done his part and I'm so happy about it. Sometimes he even sacrifices, like, you see, like he doesn't even have, he can't buy an outfit for himself because he's taking care of the children, or me, and everything. And you know what? He deserves also to be taken care of. Yeah. Not that he pays the bills. I mean, when we go out for vacations and all, he takes care of that. And I'm happy about that. Of course, he takes me out on for coffee.
Do you
yes, I
agree
can
with,
pay. Yes,
do
I
you
can.
agree
I
with
can take
Ben
him out
that
on a date and pay.
can?
Yes.
You have no problem with
In
it?
fact, let me add, there's something that Rosie mentioned.
Very well.
And she said, you see, sometimes a wise woman, according to, is it Proverbs 31, you also have to understand the timings.
The seasons.
And
The seasons.
All right.
Yeah, you have to understand the seasons. And that's why she is there as a helpmate. Okay? Now that you asked a very good question. If he goes home with 30,000, and at that particular time her take home is 150,000, it does not make him, to me, it should not make him a weakling. A wise man will understand this should not be a reason why I should lazy around. No. I need still yet to work hard and push as a man so that I can retain my money.
So we all in agreement that the man should go out and work.
That is very true. We are very
And
much
he
in
should
agreement.
provide.
opinion-
Mainly, he's the main person.
He's the main person.
He's the main
But
provider.
our opinion is divided on the issue of sharing
50-50.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yes.
Yes.
It shouldn't be 50-50.
Actually, 50, not,
All right.
not,
This
not
conversation-
50-50.
It is all.
Just
Listen,
According to us.
Pastor, before you go for a break.
This
The Bible
conversation-
says that
This conversation will continue on Twitter. This conversation will continue on Facebook. So I want you to converse with us on Twitter at KTN Life _style, on KTN Life and Style on Facebook. Right. I want to get your final thoughts just in a minute. Ben.
The Bible is very clear that he who does not provide for his family is worse than an unbeliever.
All right.
The Bible says that I will bless the
We
work.
pause it there. Your final thought is that whoever does not provide is worse than an
Worse
unbeliever.
than an unbeliever.
Jackie, your final thought.
I think as a helper, I should help where I need to help, but I should not be given a bill of 50-50, whether I earn more or not.
Okay. Rosie.
Well, a man should be a man. A man should provide, and but a man also needs some help.
All right.
For
a man
heaven's
needs
sake.
some help. That's
Yes.
Rosie. And Donald.
Well, my final take is regardless of how much your wife is bringing in, whether more than you or less than you must stick to your leadership position in terms of providing, okay? But you must make sure that you consult your wife and don't be the headmaster here, but be ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
This has been Relationships in Finance. I think I need to get you guys coming back again because we've not even scratched the surface.
I have to say
It's
this
very
is
true.
very, very interesting. This is it's fire. It was fiery. I saw fingers being pointed and But I'm looking on Twitter here, and Albert on Twitter says, I agree with your horns. It's so old-fashioned to think that your pay slip is a secret. You leave everyone else. You leave everyone else to become one with your partner. Zilpa Wangari on Twitter, more openness in a relationship means more love. Carol says, haiwezi, period. Nasia mimi nimeuliza Pastor Chris, but what is your stand? We did not get your stand on this whole conversation, so maybe.
You know, I'm generally of the opinion that marriage is a team, but the man needs to be the lead lion. That's my opinion. The man needs to be the lead lion, has got to go out over there. There's always a difference between a broke man and a lazy man.
Yes.
I am not for lazy men. But I do understand that sometimes while the man is going out over there, things may not be working. So he might be broke for a season. And I think that in those seasons, he needs help. But the man should take dignity in being the man.
Absolutely. Just two more comments here. Jackie and Ben are quite realistic. I like that. What happens if that openness brings disrespect because one is feeling superior than the other? I don't know if anyone could just pick that up and answer Alice.
Well, you know, again, when it comes to matters of money, and most of the issues in relationships have got to do with communication. I think even with their horns, I don't think that it just comes up overnight to get to that level of openness. And neither with Ben and Jackie. It's things that take time. They've been married 19 years or over 20, they've been married 15 years. There's certain things that you will work with time as you communicate. So it's not as simple as their philosophies that, we share. The truth is they've fought through getting to the place of sharing. They've fought through getting to the place where one has got to go out. And so it doesn't just work overnight. You've got to work it more on the communication aspect.
Thank you so much, Pastor Chris, the Ohons, the Aquas. Thank you so, so much. It's been amazing. We hope to have you back in studio. All right. Well, how hard is it for you to forgive? How hard is it for you to forget? The Bible says 70 times, 7 times a day. That is very difficult. We're going to be talking about that coming up next in Nisemehe.
You were gang raped.
Yeah.
And you conceived through the rape.
Yeah.
Would you tell us about that?
At a certain point, I wanted to commit suicide. It was that bad. It was very, very bad.